Fucking, here we go, man. Lonely Globe, episode 16, with the one and only Martial, man. How's it going, man? Here we go, bro. Buzzing, yeah? How's it going, bro?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Thanks for having me.
Nah, so good, man. So good. Last time I saw you was at Lawless and Ross's show.
Yeah, it was a good show, that, wasn't it?
Fuck, mate, it was brilliant. I loved it. Every fucking bit of it. You and fucking Clout's set, man. So fun.
So fun, man. That was so fun, mate.
Right, it was when Clout had finished and then you came on. Like, you started going. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, you just went from your deck straight over to the main stage, side of the stage. I was like, where the fuck did he just come from with all this?
Mate, of all trades, master of none.
Brilliant. No, man. I was listening to your album earlier.
Oh, yeah? What do you think?
It's good, man.
Oh, cheers.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? A mixture of, I find. It's giving me Pendulum and Cell Dweller vibes.
Bro, you're like I swear to fuck, you're the first person to say Cell Dweller. Mate, Cell Dweller is a massive influence for me, and I swear no one knows him.
Yeah, mate, Cell Dweller's fucking sick, man. This is like taking me back a couple of years, man.
Mate, he's fucking amazing. He's like one of the best producers I've ever, seen or met. Well, Rob Swire's better, but that's not the point.
Yeah, it was like I was listening to the album, and then I was trying to I was grasping onto it because you have your own unique sound. So I was listening to it, and I was like really getting into it, and then it was because you know what it is. I saw Pendulum live the other day, which was fucking unreal. But then I was getting the vibe off it, and then when you started getting the glitchiness and distortion within your vocals, and then within the actual the mix itself, I was like, this is like giving me like full on Cell Dweller vibes as well. So I was like, this is like a complete mixture, and you don't hear it anymore. You don't hear like stuff like that anymore. So it was, oh mate, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it.
Well, I think that's it, mate. Because if you're going back, hang on, let me think about that. Around 2011, I was getting into this band called Combichrist. You know them?
No.
Oh, mate, they're fucking amazing, mate. Yeah, but I was about 16 or something. I got into them, and then and it basically blew me away because it was just metal but on synthesizers, and that was like a whole new ball game when I first heard it. I was like, mate, what is going on here, bro? This is different. This is different. And I was just bopping along, and I was like, mate, and then I ended up seeing them live twice. They're one of my all-time favourite bands. So I thought, well, hang on a minute. Why are we doing metal on just guitars and drums over and over again? Surely you can do it on more. And I'll tell you what, it's good we have that mentality now because you've got like...
it's unreal what you can do now.
Not like the Who from the 60s. I mean, like the Who, the Mongolian rock folk band. Do you know them?
I feel like I've heard of them. But I couldn't tell you if I've like sat down and listened to them. I might have to actually.
Yeah, definitely give them that. Like it's just the and then spelled HU.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they it's like kind of stuff, but over like but playing rock chords on like folk instruments.
Yeah,
and but yeah, just a prime example of there's more than one way to do it.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, hang on, if like I'll tell you what. So yeah, when I like Scarlord and that got like big and mainstream, I was like, it's just fuck yeah, let's go, man. Come on, industrial music's mainstream now. Of course,
brilliant, man.
Industrial music and trap metal were two different things. So
I'm loving industrial. I'm absolutely fucking loving industrial music at the minute. I really am. I'm getting into it so much.
Yeah, Bad Lad's been going a bit in that direction as well. Good on him.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, definitely has. There's lots of people. I feel like Pez is having a bit of a mix with it. Might be wrong, but I just feel like he's got another unique sound.
Oh, bro, I call it industrial emo or midcore. Midcore at one point, but I think industrial emo is industrial hip hop's a good way to look at it.
What does I'm trying to think. Trying to think who it is now. I can't think. But I interviewed some lads originally, and they was like in the mix. I think you did a show with them not so long ago. My mind's gone blank.
Who would that be? Yeah.
Let me look.
Go another gander.
I feel fucking really bad now because I interviewed him not so long ago, but my mind literally...
It's not Loser Cult, is it?
Loser Cult,
yeah,
there we go. I was going to say loose, but I don't know why.
Loose cannons. Yeah, they're loose cannons, mate.
Honestly, like they're into digicore stuff, and like when them guys, man, honestly, like I had such a great podcast with them, and shout out to them too anyway. And their like sound is so unique, and I said I wanted to go to a show, but then I saw you were doing a set with them anyway, so I was really fucking gutted that I couldn't make it because when I was watching some of the videos back from what they'd uploaded and what people had been posting, I was like, fucking hell, man, that is like such a vibe.
Yeah, they got it. They
It
know what they're
looks
doing, man.
unreal, man.
What's it? Save as. It's like he was saying that the whole vibe they're going for is like a parody of the current dystopian future we're living in.
Yeah, literally.
Nailed it. He's fucking nailed it. It's
He's
like
so fucking. They am so funny, them two.
like you
Honestly.
remember what was that film Back to the Future when he goes to the I think it was like he goes to 2018 and everyone's like dressed as like cyborgs or something, but they've got like fins on it and stuff like that.
That is it. That's them two. They're like chalk and cheese.
On point, mate.
Yeah, mate, they actually have. Them two, I fucking love them two. Them funny one. But yeah, well,
I got good things to say about those two, man.
Album is fucking it's good. It's fucking good, man. I think the favorite one I was listening to was that's not that's not metal.
Oh, that's not real metal. Yeah,
that's not real metal, mate. The build up to that, because it's like it's a very slow build up, and then you start to like use a lot of kind of minor tones within that song. And I was just like, this
too many.
Fucking, I wouldn't say too many because I like that type of style though. So I was listening to it and I was like, this I could imagine that live.
Yeah, it's like for a parody based title, it's surprisingly a sad song, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's the mix with it though. It's time to, a bit of a head fuck, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I think the title is sort of a reference to like you get like the typical basement dweller that will end up hearing I don't know, maybe what would be a good band that gets a band I like that gets a lot of hate. Oh no, never mind. That could come under a huge bracket, really. But you know, the kind of guy that's like, well, it's not real metal, is it? Like it's just not the real thing, is it? Because I mean, real metal is stuff like AC/DC, Metallica, and Slayer. And that's real. That's real music, mate. None of that Star-Lord rubbish. Like, these emo kids, they don't know where that music came from. Dickheads like that. Do you know what I mean?
We're moving forward in life. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
Exactly. It's like, get with the fucking times, man. It's not always going to be the same thing over and over again, is it?
If it was the same thing, mate, life would be boring. And this is why I stand by my point. Loads of mainstream music now is so fucking shit. I
don't mind it. I mean, I listen to some mainstream stuff.
I listen to mainstream stuff, but mate, I think the underground scene's absolutely blowing, and I don't think people are getting enough like
we're always
recognition.
Going to prefer that, aren't we? Like, we're always going to hear something different from someone we don't know, aren't we? I mean, I suppose then again, it's like it also depends on what's what's the word? Marketable.
Yeah.
Try and say that 3 times when you're drunk.
You imagine that.
It's Mark. But I think it's like there's the 4 chord strategy because it's catchy and everyone knows it. You know, it's positive. It'll do, won't it? It's like I don't mind a couple of Taylor songs here and there. I think she's well all right, mate.
Yeah, Taylor's right, too fair.
If I'm like DJing a night or something, I'll always sneak in like a Swiftie song in there. Why not, mate?
You go from a Yeet song straight to fucking
straight up, mate. Straight up, like you open up some Temptation, like just and in a dig in my pants, hey, and then just like slow it down and spin it to whee. I'm never ever ever getting back together.
Ooh.
Yeah, straight into like some dirty 808 or something like that.
Oh man, how's the you've been doing a lot of supporting stuff at the minute, so obviously you've done repairs. Who else have you done with Clout? Obviously you did with Clout. Anyone else I've missed out?
Oh god, who have not done?
Losers Cult, obviously you've done.
Sorry, the main people I DJ for is Underworld Entertainment. That's like I'm like the resident DJ over the nights that we put on. Shout out Underworld. The guys I got with that is Fat Boy Onyx, Black Vader, Benny Boy. Pretty sure Blood Drip's in there somewhere. I hope he is because he's fucking sick.
Yeah,
but the main
I've heard of him.
Oh, Blood Drip, yeah, he's brilliant, mate.
He's sick,
mate. He's just like some of the dirtiest stuff you ever hear. Like, funny story about him as well. I took my friend Lou to come see one of the shows that we were putting on.
Yeah,
and we got Blood Drip playing, and Lou, like the funny thing is about my friend Lou is that he just looks like a geezer, like he's got a bald head. Like
I love how a geezer has to have a bald head.
Basically, he looks like he should be having like an anti-immigration rant at a pub somewhere.
Basically, what Marshall's trying to say is, if you ain't got a bald head, you ain't a geezer. All right.
Stand by that point, bud.
Everyone's going to be coming to a show with a bald head now, big tough.
But I think the thing is that he's like far from that. He's like the opposite of that. He looks like it, but he's not. Like he's actually like got hot gold. Like I mean, guy works in the bloody soup kitchen for fuck's sake. But, yeah, so he's watching Blood Trip at the back. He doesn't look like he's supposed to be there, and he just goes, "Yes."
Oh wow!
He's a piss taker, mate. I love that guy. What was I talking about? Yeah, Jake. Sorry, Fluffy Bunny. He's like the guy who runs Underworld and that. So yeah, he's if we got like a sick event like down South Ends and that, like chances are he's probably running it. So yeah, I DJ for those guys. I also DJ for Hellbound as well. If have you heard of Hellbound? Yeah. They supported Loser.
Is that the oh god, who? There's someone I'm being in contact. Is it Skeleton?
Skeleton Boy, man.
Yeah, Skeleton Boy. I've been speaking to him at the minute.
Bro, I can only say good things about that guy, man. He is sound, man.
Yeah.
I did. So I went to Colchester for a gig he was doing, right, to DJ for him up there, and I remember we went into this Mackey's at one point, and there were these three other girls. I mean, they looked disgusting and sounded disgusting anyway. I mean, and what was it? One of them goes, "Excuse me, can I touch your hair?" And he goes, "Yeah, all right." Because for those who don't know, Skeleton Boy, he's got like really spiky hair,
proper spiky, like back in like some like, 41 times.
Yeah, really like some Wayne Static shit or something like
that.
Yeah,
like Burberry from who does stuff with Playboy Carti and stuff. Have you seen him? That Burberry?
Oh yeah, straight up,
just like him.
Well, NASCAR Allo as well. Just hair like that. Yeah. But yeah, so he's like, all right. She goes to like touch one of his spikes. She goes, "Why would you do that to yourself? Bet you go for a bucket of gel." They walk away, and I'm like, "Fucking hell, charming, mate." Not you. Like, do you know what I mean? You know, I really wish. I'm so annoyed because I didn't think about this until like 2 minutes later. I should have gone, "Hey, quick, take the string of your tampon and light it on fire." Just the only bang you're ever gonna get. And that wasn't my insult. I actually stole that from what was that film? Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Like, brilliant film, man.
I haven't seen that.
Such a good film.
I've heard it's good, man.
It's about these three drag queens that go on like a tour for Australia, but it's like it's based in like pre-time, so they're dealing with like, you know, abuse and homophobia and stuff like that. But the idea is that they're just sort of powering through it, and just, you know, people are giving them that grief, just flip them off, innit?
Yeah. I think that's just society now, anyway. Everyone's dealing with some shit, aren't they?
Oh god, you're never going to end bloody prejudice, innit? It's a wind up, innit? It's like, well, I think Lemmy from Motorhead made it pretty clear. He said, I remember him getting a letter. Obviously, I don't remember it. I saw the clip from it. It was like he was on like MTV reading fan mail, and one of the letters he got was from this mixed race lad who basically was getting a lot of grief from people in his ends in his community, because obviously remember how like segregated things could be like back then and that. And a bunch of people were saying to him, "You can't enjoy metal because of your skin color. You're supposed to be listening to stuff like this and this. Like, that's white people, you know, stuff like that."
Yeah.
And Lemmy basically made the point of, "Look, mate, being like that about your own skin color is like, you know, how Hitler was about being Jewish, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you don't need it. You don't need that sort of attitude." And he said that we could all screw each other blind until we end up coffee-ish, and even then, some people are going to hate others for being a little bit browner than them. It's like, do you know what I mean? Of all the attitudes.
He was a guy. Lemmy was such a guy. Like, where I remember watching his movie about it, and like his documentary movie, and he was the only guy who can actually say, like, he made a lot of money. Like, they made so much fucking money.
Yeah, and he didn't bother paying for a house, mate, because his house was fucking shit up.
Well, he had a flat, didn't he? And if I remember right, he had like in his bathroom, he had like a fish, like fisherman thing on the wall, and it used to sing or say stuff. And he said, "It's shit, but it wakes me up, and I'm happy just looking at that." And he was a guy where he literally lived in like some suburby fucking place.
Yeah, and the reason he lived there was because his favourite pub was down the road.
Yeah, and he'd come out, get in a limo, get to his favourite pub, was like a shithole, go in, put his fucking, was it Jack Daniels and Coke on the side, and go on the booking machine. That was it. That was his day. And I just thought, that is like, that's an icon. That is like, there's no one, you can't get anyone like that now.
Nah, unlikely, man. He's I suppose then again he was I suppose he was a bit of a, you know, he was a bit older at the time, because he didn't start making more success till he was much older anyway.
Yeah.
So by that point he was probably like, "Oh, no, I've done that touring and that, I'm gonna sit down for a bit. Fucking hell, my back."
Oh God, imagine! I'd have loved to have seen him live.
Mate, I've saw Motorhead live a couple of times. Yeah, can't tell you how old I was at the time, but no, that's some of the best shot gigs I've ever seen. What was it? They were supporting Alice Cooper as well. That was banging, man.
Alice
Mate,
Cooper. Oh
seeing
my
Joan
god.
Jett, Motorhead, and Alice Cooper on the same stage, it was like, come on, mate. You imagine how happy
Icons.
12-year-old me was, mate. Just like, yes!
Absolutely fucking eardrums ringing straight after.
Yeah, I was deaf for a couple of days after that.
I think that's like every gig we've been to now. It's
By
getting,
that point, yeah. But people
mate,
love their music loud, man.
I like it that way though. I prefer it, man.
Oh, don't blame you.
Fucking, it is unreal. Like, do you know? I was going to ask you because I was going to ask you at the show, but then when we spoke about doing the podcast anyway, because obviously you're more into your music and that you've been for a long time. Like, where was the
I
starting point?
suppose.
I'm
I'm
trying
going to
to
be brave and say a couple of years ago.
like fully.
So, on and off, I was in like some bands here and there, but I never really took it too seriously.
Yeah,
Like I played guitar in a black metal band called Draga.
yeah.
Like that's how seriously I took it.
Okay.
Like the image was supposed to be like depressing and gothic and all that, and there I was just like, losing
Just
my shit with a bloody guitar.
everyone's just down in the dumps and you're in the corner.
Yeah, straight up, mate.
So it's like you always get that energetic vibe. You've always got that one in the corner. It was vice versa. It was switched.
It was so counterproductive. It really was. We ended up breaking up after a while. I think it's just because we sort of started doing our own thing now, really.
Yeah.
Realistically, I didn't take it seriously until 2 years ago.
That's not bad, to be fair, because I think a lot of people. I think it was after COVID. A lot of people have started really pushing, and because the people have found. I think when people during COVID were just trying to find things to do, and I don't know, music got to a point where everyone wanted to I wouldn't say everyone wanted to jump on it, but everyone was getting a pair of bollocks to just experiment and do things, and then they took it into a serious matter.
I suppose I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think one thing COVID probably did help with a lot of, especially younger people these days, is ambition.
yeah,
I think it's because when things like obviously it's a theory, so don't take my word for it. I'm just going to do the whole trust me, bro. But I think when things sort of started shutting down by that point, and a lot of local businesses started going downhill, a lot of it went to online, didn't it? And of
yeah,
course,
pretty
a lot
much.
of our culture in this day and age is based around the internet, whether it's like social media hashtags and maybe highlight reel stuff like that, TikTok even. And I think more people got exposed to look what you can achieve if you really work hard into it.
Yeah,
And so,
100%.
like, if I'd say one thing I think is a dramatic difference is like how dickheads are and dickheads are now. So, so how should I say
That
this?
is facts, to be fair.
Back in like I don't know when I was a teenager, if you were like some I don't know some chavvy cunt or some shit, chances are that your whole purpose in life was how much ket can I sniff, how much meow can I do, and
Yeah,
how many dickheads can I knock out after a few fucking cans in the pot. But
yeah.
all while listening to some really dodgy, like problematic garage music or something like that. Oh, those are the days, mate. Can't I miss that those days? You know what
I can't say.
I mean?
I can't say I was there sniffing cat. Got onto the garage super. Yeah. But
Whereas obviously these days, you might meet someone who was born in a similar environment, but I think thanks to a lot of this exposure, it's shown that you can start things like a fashion line or a jewelry line and stuff like that. And a lot of people are now got a lot of people that age, even though they've probably had a tough upbringing and they probably do have a certain mentality. They're probably thinking, well, I can still get out of it if I work hard because they've been
yeah.
exposed to that. Whether it's back then, there wasn't really an exposure to it. Where the internet was there, obviously, but it was, this was more likely an era where social media sites were used, but emphasis on the word social. It was more for social reasons. Whereas a lot of businesses would have their own website, or maybe you went on YouTube to watch, I don't know, maybe a parody of Legend of Zelda or something with a bad
Yeah.
voiceover. What was that? There was a name for that, wasn't there? It was YouTube something.
I know what you're going on
YouTube poop.
about.
That was it. That was it. The stuff like that, where people would just like take animated shows or maybe clips from a game and
People are
just
still
like,
doing it though.
oh, of course they are. The MLG videos blew that up half and half, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. People are still doing it. It's I don't know. The one thing I've noticed as well though. Have you noticed? I'm going to class them as like cultures. Really, I'm going to put it into that category. But obviously, you get people with different genres. Have you noticed a lot of people are starting to mix more now?
More than ever,
And
way
I
more
think
than
that is
ever.
so class, like because it was so obviously. I personally, I don't listen to grime. I used to. It's not my scene. there's one thing I've always.
Right, we're not going to get on then, are we?
No, like I'll listen to it,
Yeah, I know
but
what you mean. I know what you mean.
I won't have and I stand by it now, and I don't think I'll ever push past it. But like through the podcast, I don't think I'll ever interview a grime artist or get grime with it originated within the podcast, because
Oh, really?
it's not my scene, and it's not what I kind of want to
Yeah,
dive my head into.
sure. That's fair enough. I'll drink to that.
And I think it's because of the way it is associated. I know it's probably some people's upbringing and some people's lifestyles, but I do also feel that it has a huge impact on a lot of the younger generation. For what you see now,
Mm.
I feel kids are more violent from it. There's no there's no respect. And I'm not
Kind of
saying
see where you're
music's doing
going.
that. I
No, I
don't.
know, I know what you mean. It's like because obviously songs about stuff like that have been around since the 1700s.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think a lot of the thing, I get what you mean. A lot of people tend to confuse the lyrical theme where an artist say, "Oh no, I'll go back to say, I don't know, 1860, maybe further than that, maybe like the late 1700s, where piracy was obviously a very big deal, where a lot of people, a lot of like ex-naval officers were
yeah,
basically going, right, I'm gonna quit my job and be a pirate and get involved with some of the most violent, most heinous acts alive. And obviously, those were the times people are writing songs about that.
yeah, yeah,
Hence, why you get a lot of sea shanties that usually have like a dark undertone or something. Whereas these days, I mean, the poetry side of things is more subtle when it comes to the lyrical format. But when but the obviously that message of this is how things are still resides. But unfortunately, there are some people out there that listen to that lyrical theme and go, "Yeah, mate, that's me. That is, yeah, I'm an odd cunt. You don't fuck with me." But
yeah. And I find that's the same with the emo. I'd say the emo rap scene as well. A lot of
what
stuff
you mean,
within.
like when someone writes a lyrical theme about, "Oh, I'm suicidal and I hate myself,"
Yeah,
and it just doesn't show much support.
I'm not. I wouldn't say it shows much support. I think it's someone who's trying to tell a story of what they experienced or
Yeah,
things they're going through. And I don't know if you want to write about it, completely go for it. It's
yeah,
not. It's
absolutely. If
not a
it's an
problem.
outlet for an artist and people can relate to it, then absolutely write about it because it, very may well might help people out there.
Yeah,
Some might go, "All right, I'm not the only one." But on top of that, if I'm in a bad mood, I mean, I don't really want to listen to Taylor Swift. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
like I'd rather
and
listen to my
it's
friend
how your
Lyric or
brain
something like
works.
that.
Yeah, it's how your brain works, and the same. I think the same thing goes with. There's a big line between the artist and the listener. So if the artist is creating what he's creating because he or she, shall I say, because of past experiences or whatever they want to like sing, rap about, scream about, anything like that, it doesn't automatically justify that the listener should listen into that and go, do you know what? Like you said, that's a bit of me. That is, for instance, grime. Someone's talking about shooting, stabbing, killing, whatever they want to talk about, robbing. They automatically think, I'm going to take an auction from this and go, that's me. I can do that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
Or say Lil Peep, for instance, someone's that you know what was deeply fucking hurting inside, and someone's going, oh yeah, that's me. I'm gonna be the same. I'm gonna do loads of drugs, and that is where the artist
yeah.
and the listener don't kind of like meet eye to eye. A
I
lot
get
of
what you
them
mean.
do,
It's like missing the lyrical
but
point where
the
it's a
artist
matter
isn't
of
telling the listener to do it. It's just the listener is listening to it and going, "Oh fuck it, I'm gonna do that shit." And it's just like I
yeah,
think people get really mixed up with
happens.
it, and it's a shame, really. But I think I'm because I'm so more into the emo type of scene. It's probably why I hang around more that vibe. But at the same time, like the grime scene, I just feel like it's got such a massive impact on the younger youth, and it's a shame, really. And I should say, especially if you grow up in the UK,
Mm.
massively.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the lyrical themes just they do reflect what is going on now.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I just think I cannot believe this, mate. We're living in a day and age where, it's a regular thing on the news to hear about another stabbing. Do you know what I mean? And by this point, it's like, oh, another one.
yeah.
Do you know what
But
I mean?
that is what I was about to say. That you hear it and you go, it's one of them. It's
Yeah.
happened.
Again,
What
like,
what can you do about it? It's just
well, we can't
it's like
obviously.
background noise. It's like back, and it's sad. It's actually sad to say that, but it is background noise.
Yeah, background. Yeah, background noise. I think you nailed the head on the coffin there. I mean, So I think the only way you can really look at it is if bit of advice on the Boondocks. If there's nothing you can do, and you feel like you can't do anything about it, you do what you can.
It's fucking right, mate. It is right. And to know what though, have you noticed as well when we do the shows? For instance, if we've done the shows and like we've gone to them, I think depending on the shows we do, especially the ones we go to, there's such a connection and vibe to everyone. So everyone's always in a good mood. No one's in a bad mood. I think I'd say the type of shows I've been to, especially with like Lawless and Rossi, there's always been a helping hand there. You get people that are there that are probably like really down in the dumps, and they can't find themselves, and music saves them. There's a huge fan of Lawless and Rossi that was at the show, and he's the same. Like he justifies how it saved his life.
Is that Rowan by any chance?
Yeah,
mate, love that guy, man.
And you know what? I give big props to the guy because you know what? If music saved his life, like I think that's a heartwarming thing to know, and that he can be around a load of people and he can connect with, and keeps him going on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, straight up. And you know what? He deserves that. Like every time I've seen him, right? Come on, I only met him twice, but already I just think, mate, that guy right there is an absolute dude. He's just gone out of his way to come support the people who he feels have saved him. It's like, mate, more power to you. More power to you.
100%. A big props to him, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not sure if he listens to the podcast, but huge shout out to him.
Huge shout out to him. I'll tell him personally. I'll say, hey, listen, I shouted you out. Do you know why? You're a dude. A dude.
He fucking is, man. But yeah, that's. I think you need to get the whole squad of your side down to Birmingham and doing a full-on set.
Oh, mate, that's the plan. Me and the Underworld guys, we've got some plans to go up and down the country and that.
Oh, buzzing.
Like, may as well. I mean, it's like, well, know Lawless and Rusty, and they know the Sunflower Lounge really well. There you go.
Well, exactly. And it's always been a good show there. Always has.
I've just thought, but I know it's going back a bit to what we're talking to about the lyrical themes. Do you know a band called Hatebreed? Do you know them?
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah, lyrical wise, those guys are probably some of the most positive stuff I'll ever hear, man. That's proper like, oh, you feel like shit, do you? Why don't you do something about it?
It's fucking right there.
Yeah, straight up.
It is right.
I mean, if you've read through some of the lyrics I've been putting down, you can see the Hatebreed influence easily.
Yeah, and it's a reflection of your own image within music. Like sometimes people do music to let it out. And I think it's the way to go. Sometimes when people write it in a book, some people sit there and let it diver in the mind. But yeah, was it hate? Was it hate?
Hatebreed, yeah.
Hatebreed. I've heard of them and I've listened to some stuff I can't really remember, but I have listened to them.
They were like one of the early like metalcore bands. Like we're talking like earlier than Killswitch and As I Lay Dying.
Oh,
like,
okay then.
Like around the Earth Crisis sort of era, like 90s hardcore, where a lot of like hardcore bands at the time were getting more into metal as well, so they were just sort of fusing it. Yeah. But, so you can instrumentally you can tell it's metal, but vocally it sounds like it should be a hardcore band. So they really did do numbers, man. That Jamie Jasser has done a lot for the just the alternative scenes as well. He's got his own podcast now, and it's actually a fun podcast.
Oh, buzzing! What's that called?
I think it's just called the Jasper Show. I think it's just
nice.
That.
A lot of people doing podcasts now. I'm loving it. I saw Bad Lad and Pez are doing one, and them doing that. I think it's like a collab. I don't actually know about it. I haven't really spoken to Bad Lad about it, but I could just know them two. Mate, are going to be so fun.
It looks like it's going to be amazing. It's like, what would you describe? Which emoji would describe the new album? Pez like, just a thumbs up in it.
That's Pez all over. That is. I love them too. They're so funny.
They are, man. The thing is, I've only met him once. The baddie, and
yeah.
I think if I recall correctly, it was the day after a show he did, like down these ends, and we ended up going into this field, like far out of town, and that there was like sheep everywhere as well. And the first thing he did was charge towards them, screaming. And I'm like, in my head, just like, oh come on, mate, you can't do that. And then I just started charging towards them, joining in, of course. But then the sheep ended up taking a liking to us, and we just sat down, and they all just sort of flocked over and chilled, and we were like, All right. Well, this is new.
You found your people.
Yeah, we found our cult, man. We found our tribe.
The farmer's sitting there going, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, right. He's like, oh, you kids are screaming in a field and shit.
I just got this image, right? Just fucking running around with sheep all day, man. Anyone else would be looking, I got fucking nothing better to do. Like chase around after a sheep.
Not on that day. Not on that day.
Whose thought process was to go into a field with a bunch of sheep, though, realistically?
Well, the way I see it, there's about 8 billion people in the world, and we've been around for a long time. So you've thought of it, someone's probably done it.
A lot of people.
So let's not deep too far in this conversation, because it could get dark really quickly.
Yeah, it could, man. Oh, man. How did you find the show anyway that night? How did you think it went?
Which one was this?
Sorry, Lawless and Ross's. How did you think it went?
I'm going to be real. Are you ready? It was banging.
It was fucking banging.
It was banging, mate.
Actually...
Only positive things about that. I had an amazing night.
Mate.
Was it Stoisy? He was there as well.
Yeah, I know.
That guy is a nutter, man.
First time I met him.
Nutter.
First time I met him, and I was like, he's a geezer without the bald head. He's a geezer.
Geezer without the bald head.
I think he's the type of guy you could say, shave your head, he'd do it. But he's, it was good, man. I think it was just the fact there was so many people there and came to support, and oh mate, it was fucking great. I loved it. I loved the support people were giving.
Mate, that show, there was so much support, didn't there? There was two guys, there was a couple of Sikhs in the crowd as well, I noticed as well.
I saw that. Yeah, they was upstairs. They was upstairs and they heard the music downstairs. I think one of them went to the bar and was like, oh, is there a show downstairs? I was like, yeah, you can go down and stuff. And they were fucking, mate, they were loving it.
They were loving it. They were headbanging and moshing and everything.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was
they were loving it, bro.
Fair play. Got people from the outside coming in.
Yeah, I saw them later at Sublime, is it called? The rock and metal bar.
Subside.
Subside, that's the one.
Yeah, I remember now. They went
Subside after. And there was
changed their lives, we did.
Good. They got a whole process to go through, and they're gonna love every bit of that journey. Yeah, we went to that. What was that? That other bar, the gaming one. It had like loads of arcade.
Oh, okay. So I didn't go to this. So we went. So I stayed at Subside, and Clout went over to NQ64, which is the gaming place.
That's where we were. Yeah,
NQ64 is sick. MQ64 is ace because they have it's all like the old retro games and stuff, and you got cocktails. You go there, go to the bar, get a token, and obviously play either Guitar Hero, Resident Evil, fucking Tekken on the Nintendos, mate. It is such a vibe in there, and you get a mixture of different people. But that alone's within Digbuff, and Digbuff alone is just fucking sick, man. I love Digbuff. It's class. Anyone that hasn't been to Birmingham, you've got to visit Digbuff. Like it's the best place.
What's a Digbuff?
Digbuff's like it's just like the urban outbacks of Birmingham. It's very like graffiti based and like dingy. But I don't know what I don't care what anyone says on this. Digbuff is much safer than Broad Street in Birmingham. Broad Street's like the main strip of like clubs and that. Digbuff's way safer than fucking Broad Street. Broad Street could
anywhere like that is safe.
Yeah.
But mate, I can't think of a single club district that is safe.
It says it all when there's fucking coppers everywhere on Broad Street and you don't see a single copper in Digbuff.
Yeah, there you go. Or maybe that's because every single copper in Birmingham is in Broad Street right now.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, I mean, someone got their head cut off in Digbuff, but 3 people got their heads cut off in this particular other street. So we're going to focus all our attention over here.
Yeah. We found a finger in Digbuff, but we found an arm and a leg in fucking Broad Street.
You found an arm and a leg?
I'm joking.
I thought you'd been serious for a minute. I'll be like, mate, that's a story for the kids, mate.
It probably fucking has happened. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Like I said, mate, 8 billion people. Someone's done it. It's like, hey, mate, Keith, look what I found. Look at this. It's someone's leg. Hey, look, it's like a scarf now, mate.
Put it down, you daft bastard.
Just look, I can swing it around.
It's ticking into fucking retro. You can't come in with that, mate. Mate, you can't come in with that. God, come on, I found it. Go on,
it's like, I found it, mate. I found it. Like, I didn't nick it off no one, bro. Shut up, mate. Call me a liar.
The bouncer's there like, come on, 5 then I'll let you in.
Ain't that the truth, man?
Is there much that goes on from where you're from? Like, do you have much of a... Because like I obviously go Birmingham a lot, but is there much of a scene from where you? Because where are you actually from?
Where I'm actually from.
Where are you based now? Like,
So I mean, I live but it's the end. I got ain't really got a name, is it? It's like you got Ditchling Village, which is like I may as well just say Ditchling Village, sod
yeah.
it. But a lot of the stuff I do is in Brighton. Brighton.
Okay, so like
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't been to Brighton, but I've heard Brighton has like a bit of its scene.
It's doing well.
Yeah.
It is doing very well, like shockingly well. I think. Oh, hang on. Where have you gone? Oh, there you are. Wait.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What was I going to say about it? Yeah. So it started. I think one of the big kickoffs for Brighton's like alternative rap scene or whatever was we used to be. What was it? I used to do this be with this promotion company, Sleeping Dog Promotions. It was called.
Yeah.
And it was basically like they were like the guys putting like Pez Head on and that, like they were the like guys giving him the headline shows in Brighton. It's what was basically bringing people down.
Yeah.
It ended up disbanding after a while. It's like, you know, people had their own lives and stuff like that. We all just sort of moved on. Um, but but yeah, the guys who mainly do the alternative rap shows now are My Lot Underworld and
Yeah.
Hellbound. That's Draco, Kofi, Skeleton Boy, and Lyric, like those
Yeah.
guys, like legends.
I want to say I need to go and sort to see them perform, man, because I've heard them really good.
They're good live, man. I DJ for them as well.
Oh, buzzing! Even
Mate, it's fun DJing for them live too. It's because they do legit do everything as live as they can. Like they're just energetic, man. Energetic. Like, I feel like if you're doing like fast heavy music in it or something
so
with a
it's
groove
either
to it,
you'd be at 1,000% or you don't do it at all with them.
pretty
I
much,
guess.
yeah. And these guys do it 1,000% every time.
Oh, buzzing then. Yeah, those are the people you need to see.
Yeah, straight up, easy. But yeah, but the DJing side of things is something I'm sort of I'm in a bit of a mixed bag right now because I want to do more DJing. Like, believe it or not, as a little hint for people listening, I've got a drum and bass EP coming out soon, so that's going to be a
buzzing,
lot.
Man.
Straight up, mate. But it's mainly because I remember thinking for a few months ago, I sort of want to move on and just stick to DJing a bit more because I've noticed I can market it a lot more easy than what I'm currently doing. Like, what I'm doing is just because it doesn't sound like the other alternative artist, like who's actually going to put me on. But of course, when you said something on the lines of, "Oh well, that's why people are probably going to put you on because you don't sound like everyone else." And
Yeah,
like
100%. Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, that really made my night. That did. But
no, I'm going. No, but that is. I stand by a point like that. Like, if you're different to anyone else, everyone likes different. Like, people are going to listen to different. That being good or bad, I'm a firm believer in. How do you know unless you do it? How
well,
the
that's
fuck are
it,
you going
isn't
to
it?
know?
That's a very good point. Like, I mean,
So
everything. That's how trial and error works. Like,
yeah.
what was it in the early 1800s? Believe it or not, green wallpaper was or wall paint. Sorry, that was quite an in thing. But
Yeah.
one of the ingredients for it, I think it was like an opioid of some kind. So people started getting sick in their own houses because of this this decoration that was involved. So it was just a matter of guys, what is going on? It was so common, and then people realised it's the ingredients in this paint that we're using. Like, you've got to change it. I mean, but how do we know unless we try, right? It's a shame my dad died, but oh well, at least I know that this particular paint is really dangerous. Like, so yeah, it was all very trial and error. But because that new album I put out had so much good feedback, it was like on SoundCloud, it got like 2,000 streams in the space of a week. I was like, well, hang on, where were you lot earlier? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's right though. It's fucking right, mate. You don't know until like you trial it and stuff. You really don't know. Now, I think that's the beauty about it. I think once you see it popping, it's like it's a good feeling, isn't it? It's like, oh, this is actually it's a nice feeling. I must be doing something fucking right because people are listening to it, and I like the. I think the best thing that's happened with the podcast originally, I don't think it's the content of put out. I think it's the people I've met more than anything. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There you
I
go. It's
love the
not
people
always
I've
the
met.
destination; it's the friends
No,
you
it's
make
not.
along the way.
Yeah, oh god, so many, mate. Honestly, like the amount of people I've made friends with since I started, it's crazy.
Well, that's why I do this, mate. I don't. I just want to do sick shit with my mates, innit?
Well, exactly. Oh, it's like Lawless and Rossi.
Yeah.
I didn't know him before this. I didn't know him before I started the podcast, and then Lawless was like, "Do you want to come to our show in Birmingham?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, fucking here's a ticket. Come down." I've been
Nice.
mates with him ever since, and
Oh, there you go then.
he's buzzing, man. So it's class, man. It really is. Went to Nottingham with Brett Lawless yesterday, so it's class.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Oh, buzzing, man! It's a really good day out. Just a bit of cheeky shopping there and there, and a couple of points.
Oh, sorted, mate. It sounds like a good day out.
Nice day. Good
Quality way to
jump.
spend a Saturday.
T-shirt weather. Pigeons flying about.
Oh yeah, of course it's Midland, then so it'll be a bit warmer. It's still a bit chilly down here, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking cold today, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go, then, innit? Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, that's the thing with weather in this country, isn't it? It's proper bipolar, isn't it?
Fuck.
Yeah, 1 minute it could be like, yeah, man, this day's pretty good. Yeah,
especially when you're speaking to someone that's bipolar as well. It's like, fucking, am I looking up or down?
Well, funny enough, I've actually got a track called "I Ain't Bipolar, the World Is." I've got my bipolar, so I was like, because when I got diagnosed with it, I was like, no, I don't. Fuck you. So I was just like, actually, this will do. So how it works is it starts like a happy hardcore or breakcore in like the beginning, and then it just out of nowhere it drops into just like black and gabba. So it's like sounding really happy.
Yeah.
Then it just breaks into boom, 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 boom. And then straight after that, it's like, I'm not bipolar, but the world is. And then straight back into being happy.
That's actually a good marketing. That's actually brilliant. It works though. Fucking works. So, would you say the Brighton scene fully then, going back to originally, it's getting there then?
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Because there's a few people I've been seeing going down to Brighton recently. Because
where
is Pez? Where is Pez? He's Pez from Brighton.
No, Pez is he lives around Kent end.
Okay, but he goes down to Brighton.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say I've always seemed. It seems like he goes to Brighton all the time, or he's always there.
Well, yeah, him and E-Thing. Do you know E-Thing? Have you heard of E-Thing?
Oh yeah. I've seen him like post him a few times.
Yeah, there you go. So they've doing their own little thing called Hypercore. Funnily enough, a DJ for them as well.
Oh,
and
brilliant.
that's like hyperpop nights and stuff like that. That's doing pretty well here.
Oh, I see. I love that vibe.
At the minute, sort of curling in, getting a bit dark in it. There. Oh, there we go. Now you can see me.
Yeah, I'm loving the hyperpop scene at the minute. Hyperpop and rage. So I've been listening to
a fucking laugh, innit, man?
Yeah.
What I see is just pop punk synthesizers, isn't it?
Yeah, it pretty much is. It pretty much is. I've been listening to a lot of Gabe at the minute.
Gabe? Who's Gabe?
Gabe is Gabe the User. He did a lot of work with Lil Peep. He's done some stuff with. I don't think he's released any tracks. I'm pretty sure he did some video shootings for Kanye. You'd have probably heard of some of his stuff. He did. Oh, what song did he do now? He did one with Lil Peep. You definitely would have heard of. He's done stuff with Skepta and that.
Ooh, all right.
What did he do? He did Hollywood Dreaming with Lil Peep. He did one called Spine. No Sleep he did with Skepta. But he's
been doing bits then, isn't he?
Yeah, he released an album back in 2021 called Ready to Rave, and that's a type of music. I'd say it's the type of genre I'm trying to head towards now with some of the stuff I'm trying to work with. So it's a lot of like happy hyper pop, but very energetic rave style rage. So it's a good mix, man.
Could you link this to me? Because this sounds well up my street.
Yeah,
mate.
Man, I can do that. I'll do that straight after the podcast, mate. He's good, man. He's got a very distinguished voice as well. Travels a lot to Japan, does a lot of stuff. Does a lot of connecting with the fashion world and stuff. So he's got his very own style, which is cool.
Sounds alright, actually.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Do you know, I know an artist like that. Underwater Cash. Do you know him?
No, I don't know what someone mentioned to me this a couple of weeks ago. And because I was obviously saying the same thing to someone else, and they said they heard of Gabe, and someone had mentioned that name. It's just rang in my head that.
Yeah, there you go.
But I didn't get around to listening to it.
He's music style. It's very like you could tell it's like very Playboy Carti inspired, but it's got that it's just like straight up heavy. It's just Playboy Carti, but like heavier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love the rage scene.
You'll love this guy. He put on a show last year that, funny enough, I was DJing at, and it was pretty cool because it was like a day event as well, and he basically had like a fashion show like halfway through the actual thing itself.
No way.
Yeah, and believe it or not, right, this was the funny thing is so I'll start by saying that I love my gabber and I love my hardcore like bop 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 sort of stuff, and one of the songs that they wanted me to play was an Anger Fist track. I don't know if you know Anger Fist. If you
No.
don't know, it's fine. He's a like Netherlands DJ,
Okay.
typical sort of like hardcore like gabba sort of stuff. And basically, I was like, this must be wrong. Like, this must have been like a glitch or something. It must be going for my playlist. But why would they want to listen to this? No one likes this but me. Like
Yeah.
every time I show this to people, they just look at me in disgust. Like, and no,
Yeah.
turns out they wanted Anger Fist, and I was like, all right. All right. So yeah, you have all these people with these like banging like warcore images and stuff like that. Look, they just look sick, mate. And they were just moving up and down this aisle. It was like a fashion show I'd never seen before. Like Anger Fist blasting with people walking about with like black leather and chains and stuff like that. I'm
I
just like,
love the style, man. I love that style though. I love it.
yeah,
Really into that type of style at the
it's
minute.
really good. It's somewhere between like cybergoth and like a streetwear, isn't it?
Cybergoth, yeah, it is a cybergoth streetwear type of vibe. I'm getting into that at the minute. It's like I like the style of it. It's very out there and very different.
Mm.
And I think it's an eye opener because I'm not one for I'm not one for being like everyone else. I should say I like to be the outcast in a way. I like to look at the
Mm.
outcast. So I noticed this yesterday when I was in Nottingham. I went back into this pub called Pit and Pendulum. I think it's called Pit and Pendulum. Some guys had told us about
That's cool, mate.
at a shop, and it's basically you walk into this place, and it's a bit like Subside, but it's very medieval Gothic inside. So you go in, and it's very churchy vibes. You go downstairs, and they've got like medieval, like dungeon type style caves, and there's like a whole bookshelf. You go in and it's like the toilets and that. It's very fucking crazy, man. It's good. And
Where
then
is this place?
it's in Nottingham. It's literally like in one of the
Oh,
high
it
streets.
sounds,
It's
it sounds like the
mate,
best thing ever, bruv.
it's class. Like I went in, and I was just like, this is really like class vibes. And it wasn't until I went outside and you know I've got friends. I've got like groups of friends where I've got some groups of friends I've grown up with, and they're very into your R&B, your hip hop, all that type of stuff. And obviously, I've got like people like Brett and Rossi and stuff, and I'd say you guys where we're just very like in a mixture of different things.
Mm.
And now, like when I went outside for a vape, I realised how different like there's because obviously where this pub is, it's like it's here, and then you had like if you've heard of Be It One's like one of those places where you get the generic lads, you get the girls that go there dressed nice,
Mm.
and they go in and it's very just it's your top 50s and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, I get you.
You get what I mean? Like those type guys going there, Palm Angels, all this type of shit. Those type of
You mean
lads.
the type of lad that walks in just like in a smart button-up shirt, like slick back hair, like, yeah, mate, I might be 30, but I want to see if I can pull an 18-year-old tonight.
Pretty
Whoa!
much slip back
Dickheads.
hair or pretty much messy hair or whatever. Palm Angels t-shirt, skinny jeans, no socks, and fucking pair of Alexander McQueen's type lookalikes.
I
Anyway,
swear that's
bro, I can't say anything because I've been down that road, but that was a while back. But
Wait, hang on a minute. You're 30 years old and you try to get with an 18-year. What is the meaning of this?
This is exactly what
Symbols
it was. It was so mad because I was like, I was the only one outside of this Pit and Pendulum pub. So I've come outside. You got the street, you got the road, and then you've got Be It One. So I'm seeing all these lasses walking up, looking all nice. And then you got fucking all the lads lining up, getting ready to go in, have a good time. And I'm stood there with my vape outside, just chilling on. Can hear the music going on inside, all the rock and that. I like that type of style. And then it's when they look over and you're just like, they must look at you and go, fuck's he doing in there? Like he's so different. And I'm standing, I'm not gonna lie, I do stand there and look at them going, I'm so glad I'm not like you.
Yeah.
I'm just so fucking glad I'm not like any of you guys because it's like I wouldn't say there's a hatred, but it's just I think you know what those type of people are like, and a very judgmental type of group. And I get where you're going. You don't really want to judge because it's not everyone who wears a smart shirt and likes R&B is a dickhead, right? That's a bold assumption, isn't it? But yeah, exactly.
I get what you mean, where your certain crowd you're around can attract a certain like group of peoples, and if it's if you're like if a lot of those people are probably going to be dickheads, then it just means there's going to be a lot of dickheads, isn't there?
That's why I stay
Like,
away from those type of places,
yeah,
because
it's
every
just
time.
I just don't have fun in those places. Why don't go clubbing? Like, I don't mind DJing at clubs and stuff like that, but it's like I don't really see what's fun about paying for overpriced beer and then dancing to music I kind of like,
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
and then that's literally it, and there's nothing else to do. Like, you're not going to have fun, are you?
Nah,
I
mate.
mean, if other people do, again, more power to them. Crack on, like, I'm sure you work a hard job. You pay your taxes. Yeah, you crack on, do what you got to do, mate. Like, to have a stress release. But at the same time, if I do say walk around those ends, and I see the whole, oi, Daryl, no, my missus and that, you did that and that, and then it just turns into an all-out brawl, and it's like, why are you
And
still doing this? Like,
this
it's
is
been
why I stay away from those
yeah, it's
places,
just
mate.
weekend
Because
after weekend, isn't it? It's like, come on, man. Like, how have you not figured out that you're actually having a shit time right now, and you keep
this is
doing
it.
it?
Why the fuck am I going to go out and spend the money to have a shit time where I can go to a place I know exactly I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to have no shit, no bother, and it's just pure
Well,
vibes.
there you go. That's why you have like different places for
Yeah,
different people. I think what it might be is if you look into the psychological side of things, it's change, isn't it? People
yeah.
aren't adapted to change. They know their idea of fun, and they've gotten used to it. And anything that's like remotely different, I mean, that if people don't like the unexpected. People don't usually like surprises, do they? I
Nah,
just
mate.
realised I've got one headphone on, one headphone off.
I've been like that recently. Like not now, but like I've been like if I've been listening to music, so I'm like trying to listen as well. I'm just like the door gonna go or whatever
Yeah,
like
yeah, that kind of thing.
that.
Or just in case the door does go, I might just. There you go. Yeah, you make a very valid point there. Um, oh, what was I saying about that? Yeah, like when like it's I know a few people from who I used to hang out with years ago who, I mean, and by the way, I'm not slagging them off because I still get on with them and I
Nah,
still see them when I can, but it's a bit
yeah.
confusing when you see them in like the same state they've been for the past 10 years, and you think, dude, look, can you at least let me help you out here, mate? Because this is not a, you're not in a good state right now. Like, you're still doing the same stuff we used to do, and it's destroying you, mate. Like,
Yeah.
and then they just don't want anything to do with it. Do you know what I mean? And it's a bit depressing. Do you know what I mean? But
I think
at the same time,
it's a wake up call in the end from the.
yeah, I suppose it will be. Maybe one day it will. They will go through a change or something. But
Mm.
at the same time, it just is what it is. I mean, as long as they're still alive and they're happy, like, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, exactly.
maybe something will come out of it. But like I said, I still respect these people. Like,
Yeah,
as long as they haven't done any wrong, awesome, cool.
yeah. You do find your people. Like I think I've started to like find a lot of my.
Oh yeah, I really
Uh,
have, really have, man.
yeah,
It's like like we and the guys in Underworld, like we have this little ritual where if we feel like there's a problem, you've got to address it immediately. Don't think about it, just do it.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
once
100%.
it's done, that person can go, right, okay, now I know not to do that. That's fair enough. And now I know to be a bit more progressive on this side of things. And would you believe it? They do it. It's mad.
It's
It is
progress, mate. It's a way
madness.
of moving forward. You can't move forward, and I think
Isn't it?
I hang around with the people I do because I specifically find it will help me grow in life. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like I'd say mentally, physically, um, what's the word for it? There's for like work and stuff. But I know, for
Mm.
instance, when it comes to like my career development, I'd like to create this and make this into a career doing podcasts and stuff. And I've got those people behind me that will push me to do that and will help me out as much as need as possible.
Yeah, and
I
that's
think that's
great,
the best way
mate.
to be
Like,
away.
it just goes to show that hard work in anything can pay off. Like,
Yeah, that's
no
right.
matter how like bland it may look. Like, do you know what? Me and Pez were talking about this same thing actually, where even though it looks like you look at say the statistics of something and or the numbers even. Well,
Mm.
never mind statistics. I'm going to scrap that word. Let's say just the numbers
Yeah,
of the progress of what you're doing, and they don't seem that high. It's like, does that always count it might count for that moment in time, but the numbers can still increase.
yeah,
At
yeah.
some point they might get lower, but it's just life is a game of numbers, isn't it? Just going up and down on a regular. Like, life
Oh,
is just
mate,
maths, isn't
100%.
it?
100%, mate.
But
He's
yeah,
fucking right.
it's like the way you see it. I don't know if you remember Dirty Sanchez, but one of the
Yeah.
yeah, straight up. But one of the stars on that, Matthew Pritchard, he said that when he was in his teens, he wanted to be a pro skater, and that was his main like ambition. And like, this was a guy who was getting beaten up for riding a skateboard because back in the 90s, like, this wasn't America. This wasn't like Tony. Everyone knew Tony York or everyone knew Bam Margera. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Where this was like rural, like Cardiff, and obviously, if someone sees like a teenager on a skateboard, it's like, oh, he's on a kid's toy. He is like he's riding a kid's toy. Hey, let's batter him. And
No, it's that's what it was like though.
yeah, straight up, mate. And he just took it on. He still practiced every day, and he ended up being the first pro skateboarder from Wales. And like, there's even old TV footage of him, like, demoing skating. Like, it's
I haven't
mad.
seen it. I'll have to watch that.
Look it up, yeah, like Matthew Pritchard's skateboarding TV on YouTube or something, because it's definitely there. Like,
No way.
and he's done so well because he ended up on that stunt show, Dirty Sanchez. He ended up being one of the paymen from Balls of Steel,
Yeah, yeah.
and now he's got his own cooking show on BBC Wales.
No
Like,
way. I didn't know this.
he's a celebrity TV chef now, and he also does like triathlete marathons and stuff like that.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
mate, he's a
crazy.
hardcore guy, man. He really is.
Isn't he vegan now as well?
He's vegan now, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I thought he was. Yeah. That's crazy.
yeah,
God, I haven't
straight up.
watched Dirty Sanchez in a long time.
Mm.
In a long, long time.
Do you know what? Speaking of Dirty Sanchez, I was talking to one of my older mates not too long ago about them, and I was like, "Oh, do you know TGF Bride? Do you remember? Do you know obviously TGF Bride? They've been going a while anyway, but they're
Jane
still going,
Ramel.
aren't
They're
they?
from round by me, Dudley. They're like not
That
far
is
from me.
that's so hard, man. I love those guys, mate, because
Yeah.
I watched that and I think, oh, this is hilarious. This reminds me of like Sanchez and Jackass and that. I love
Yeah,
this.
they're funny, them two.
But some of my old lot are just like, yeah, what do they think they're Jackass and Dirty Sanchez now? We did it better back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's like, for God's sake, it's like, well, it's like when, say, I don't know, people look down on guys like, say, KSI and Logan Paul, and they get a lot of grief because of, who they are and what they do. But when we were kids, mate, we were looking up to Bam Margera, weren't we?
Yeah,
Like, we were
yeah.
looking up to like the CKY guys and, Dirty Sanchez. And I'd sort of look back and I think, is it really any different to what we were loving back
Mate,
then?
it really isn't. It really isn't. And
It's not any different, is
I
it?
find the
Like,
same with people thing with music. People are now they'll go like, and I've heard it from a lot of people. They'll go, "Oh, listen to this artist is just trying to rise." The say, "Oh, the bit trying to be a bit too much like Linkin Park." Then it's
well,
not the
that's where the
same. They're not.
inspiration came from, mate.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
maybe they got inspired by Linkin Park. Maybe they got a lot of influence from them. And Linkin Park did, they did emphasize a big influence when they combined hip hop, electronica, and metal all in one
yeah,
into
yeah.
their flavor of new metal. Like, how many other bands sound like the Hybrid Theory album? Well, obviously a lot do now, but I mean, at the time,
You'll never beat it
they
though.
came out. Of course not, mate. It's a banger of an album, and I think that band sort of aged like a fine wine. I think even as they got poppier, they still got good and good, and it was like that Cast of Gloss song, like, banging tune, mate,
Yeah,
or Light That Never Comes when it was that dubsteppy one.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
again, that was a banging track. It was going to show that they're not going to stick to the same thing over and over again. Even they
No
got
artist
it.
does because
Really have
everyone
got
wants
it.
to progress. Everyone
Yeah,
wants to progress. It,
yeah,
no matter what
straight
it is,
up.
and change. Skylord's doing it now. He's gone into this type of like he's gone into the funk and more. I'd
Oh,
say,
the album he did with Chord Hell.
yeah. Like, look, he's changed completely from where you listen to his 2018 album to now. Mate, he's gone into like the funk and that type of scene. It
I'm
fucking
so glad he
works.
did that because I tell you what, like, 2018 listening to Scarlord, loved it. After about 2 years, it was like, I've kind of heard that. Like, I kind of heard that song already. Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
And even he got that. Even he probably went like, oh,
I need to
you know
switch
what?
now.
Let's do something else. And mate, what? Who's calling me? Pussy hole. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, he's because I mean, yeah, a lot. That's the thing actually. Drift Funk gets a lot of hate for some reason. I mean, I get that a lot of it sounds the same, but I still like it.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
different.
Cordell's still one of my favorite DJs by this point, mate. He's so good, man. Um,
Yeah,
like the what's that song Land of Fire, like
yeah,
that one.
yeah,
That banana, 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 banana. It's like,
yeah.
oh man, it's like I don't know whether to just get off my face or cut myself in depression. This is banging. Come on, son.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, he also did that funk D&D track that was on there as well, and it was like, yeah, more. Come on, man, more of that. This is so jokes, bro. This is mental.
It's fucking right, man. It is right. I'm loving like the whole scene with all the different types of genres of music at the minute. Just to wrap it up, what brings now this year for you? Originally, what type of what are you expecting to do this year? Like, is there anything if you stuff you can't say because you want to keep it secret or keep it on the low because there's projects you're
Mm.
working on that you don't want to let out? but if there's anything that you can say, what brings?
This is going to sound a bit daft, and I'm sure this answer has been said a lot. I actually don't know.
Do you
So,
know what? A lot of people don't. No, that to be fair, a lot of people have given me an answer.
I think the best answer I can give would probably be. Well, do you remember earlier on I was talking about like the whole, I don't know how I feel about my style. I
Yeah,
may
yeah,
as
yeah.
well continue with the whole, martial artist persona, do the whole like, hyper pop metal thing and just
Yeah.
keep doing that as well because I didn't realize it was actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, it fucking is,
And
mate. It is.
but I also want to do the DJ stuff as well. So my main plan is find a DJ residency like somewhere in like I don't know, Eastbourne and Worthing are not actually too far because trying to get somewhere. If I went down to Brighton, and
It's far, man.
yeah, it's not far or anything. It's just more trying to get a residency in a party town. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
difficult. That is difficult. That trying to find a slot like getting home, and that's not an issue for me. It's
yeah,
just it's just more like, can I get it? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah. I know
thinking
what
of
you
like
mean.
looking other ends and stuff like that. I just want to get a job where I can do what I'm loving. Because I think, mate, I've been in so many different like 9 to 5 jobs over the years, and it either end up with a bully of a manager where I'll just be telling him to fuck off, and then I'll just pack my things and leave. And it's like, well, what's the point of working this job if I'm going to be depressed? I'd rather be somewhere where no one's going to talk to me and I can just do what I'm paid to do,
Yeah, that's right,
right? That
mate.
kind of thing.
That is
Um,
right.
I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind doing some bigger shows as well. I want to. But it's just a matter of getting out there a bit more as well. Because thing is, I've got like I've got 2 jobs right now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
It's all about connecting, isn't it? At the end of the day.
connecting is there as well. I don't like that word networking or connecting. I like to call it making friends. I like
Yeah, yeah,
making
yeah.
mates because that's the whole reason I started doing this was because I just want to do sick shit with my mates. Like, and I can't see what the problem with that is, right?
Yeah, it's like if you start turning into a job, I think, if you start to see it as a job, you tend to hate it. If you keep it on a level where you're just doing fucking sick shit with your mates,
Yeah, that's it.
it's more fun.
I used to work on construction sites like a few years back, and basically, long story short, got in a bit of an argument with one of the guys, and I was just like, "Oh, fuck you then! Yeah, so I'm done with you, mate. Just you think you fuck off." And, I did that
Yeah.
typical geezer thing without the ball dead. I had dreads at the time as well, so I was far from geezer level. But yeah, I was in like the little box office, and I was just like, "Yeah, yeah, that's it, done, mate. Where's the sheet? Yep, da da da. I'm leaving, da da da." But the supervisor of that site, it was either John or Paul, a typical builder's name.
Yeah.
He basically said the advice he said to me was, "What do you love the most?" And I said, "Well, at the time it was At the time, I was even still this day. I love my martial arts sites. Obviously where the name comes from. I love martial arts. Doesn't mean I'm good at
Yeah.
them. But yeah, I basically said to him, I don't know. I guess I love MMA. I love Muay Thai. I love that. And he's like, all right, what else do you love? I went, I don't know. Love music as well. I don't know. And he was like, well, tell you what, mate. Here's the advice I'm going to give you. I want you to take those things you love and I want you to put 110% effort into them. Because believe me, mate, once you can start making money from that, you'll never worry about money ever again.
It's fucking right though, mate.
Yeah, and he was right because it's like, holy shit, I'm getting paid to do this DJ stuff. I'm getting paid to work in a gym and, I teach kickboxing and, I can also compete in like amateur tournaments to my heart's content, mate. It's brilliant. I'll never go pro though. I've not got the mentality of a pro
Yeah.
fighter. I'm just not that guy. And I know that for a fact. I love a good scrap. I love like training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The competing side is so fun because you meet people, you get to have a consensual scrap with someone, and it's an absolute adrenaline rush. But as the thing is with pro fighting though, is that you got to keep in mind there's a lot more to it than just getting in the ring and having a scrap in there. There's
Yeah.
social media promotion, there's press and post conference, and there's the online hate and stuff like that. There's oh god, there's so many details. There's the
No,
training
that's right.
side of things. You can't go out and do stuff because you've got to focus on your strict diet and your constant training. You've got your job as well. You know what I mean? Like it's such a hard road to go down. It really is, man. And it's just not for everyone, is it? Like
It's a mental. It's it's a mental head fuck.
it really
Constant
is,
every
mate.
day.
And some people out there are that guy where, they're perfectly okay with that because that is their minute. Look at guys like, Khabib, who is,
Yeah. Yeah.
his regular life was just train and work hard and I'm all good. I mean, it also helped that, he doesn't drink, does he? But that
Nah.
definitely helps. But,
But yeah, you are right on that note. Like, I think that is the best advice anyone could have, as well. Just, take those things you love and turn it into something you can make money from.
Yeah, straight
Right,
up, mate.
it doesn't get any as simple as that. It
Yeah,
really
was it
doesn't.
the Joker said? He's like, if you can do something, why do it for free?
It's fucking right. No, honestly, it is right.
Oh God,
It
why does
is
he
right.
have to be right? He's a bad thing. I don't want him to be right.
But he's a very likable baddie at the same time.
That's true. That's true. He's a fun villain, isn't he, mate? He's a fun villain.
I think he's one of the best ones yet.
Mm.
But yeah, man, he's fucking. It has been absolutely amazing having you on the podcast, man. Like you said to me straight away, you're gonna have a great time with this podcast, and I fucking have, man. So I'm very pleased you're coming on. So thank you very much, bro. Fucking brilliant. This has been Lonely Globe, episode 16 with the one and only Martial.
Nice, guys.
Awesome, man. Thanks again, bro.
That's all right. You have a good day. Yeah, you look after
yourself, man.